the clap was supposed to be...
That was the clap and the snap.
That was the clapper.
You got both. I don't have the clap.
All right. No, anyway. Welcome, everybody.
Why is there a gap here?
Yeah, you are way far
you want
away.
me to scooch over?
Yeah.
You guys are pretty close.
Bring it in, brother. You should be under the corner of the
there
TV.
we go. Oh, for crying out loud.
There you go.
Now I feel weird.
Snuggle up with Warwick. Be friendly.
Anyway. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Midnight Movie Distillery. I am one of your hosts, Logan Lynch.
Oh, sorry, that's me, isn't it?
You.
I am your second host and the best host, Warwick Price.
That's why we put him in
And
the...
I'm Lon Black because I'm here too. What are we watching?
So we're talking about a movie today, and some alcoholic beverages. If I think we've done this about 20 other times. Well,
yeah.
15. Okay, so the movie we're talking about today is Train to Busan,
or
Busan, or Bussin.
From 2016.
Is it bussin'? Isn't that a term now kids are using? Bussin'.
Yes.
All right.
2016.
2016, South Korean
movie.
Didn't come from North Korea? Really?
No.
Surprising.
Because Kim Jong-un would have been like killing all the zombies.
Great.
Now we're gonna get copyright infringement or some shit.
No, we're gonna get killed.
Nah.
You can't.
Okay, and what we do with this is we pair a bourbon
with the Kim.
We'll refer to him as KJU.
Or liquor.
What do we do here?
We're gonna pair something with this.
Yes, we got
this. Guys, I'm not gonna lie. This was a pain in the ass to pair something with.
I'm sure it was.
It was a zombie movie on a how do you there were no train whiskeys that I could find. There were no zombie whiskeys that I could find. There were no nothing.
So then what you should have found is a whiskey that we could chugga, chew.
Chugga, chew. The little whiskey that could.
That was stupid.
I know. I'm helping you.
So,
trying.
What happened at the end of the movie?
Driving that train.
So
spoilers, by the way.
Jesus fucking Christ! What happened at the end of the movie? The pregnant woman and the child are walking through a tunnel,
and they almost get killed.
And what almost happens to them?
They
almost get shot.
They almost get shot. So
we're doing shots.
We might as well.
Now it's a party.
So what they did is they dodged
Bulleit.
Bulleit.
Is this another rye?
No.
Oh, isn't Bulleit
Bulleit
rye?
is known for their rye.
Oh, okay.
But this is the standard, the Bulleit Bourbon.
Okay.
Bourbon.
Now, it probably would have been good, since we did a rye on the episode just before this, to do another rye. But
this
no,
is close
fuck
enough.
That.
Yeah,
So,
you got to cleanse the palate.
This is Bulleit Bourbon.
Why is it spelled
B-U-L-L-I-T
or whatever the hell it is?
Because that's just it.
Bulleit.
It's not meant to be like a bullet, like I made the reference.
Oh, it's
to
somebody's
bullet.
last name then. Okay.
Yeah, or something like that.
I heard that was how in Western times that's why it's referred to as a shot, because they would pay for it with a bullet. Or a single shot. I don't know how true that is. Somebody out on the interwebs can
That would
tell
actually
us.
be wonderful if that was true.
Good.
Yeah, that'd be great.
You heard it here first.
I would buy into that.
Yeah,
Is that my car beeping out there?
I don't know. Somebody's stealing
So-
something from somebody.
Bulleit Bourbon is actually a very commonplace bourbon. You can get it pretty much anywhere, I think. Right? This is one of those bourbons
I've seen it everywhere.
that is not hard to get. It's not super expensive. Again, I won't tell you what it is until we start tasting it. But
There it is. Yeah, you should do that closer to the mic so we get.
Oh,
he's gonna do it. Zubabit.
So we got the ASMR people.
that sounded really good. Okay. Okay. Now, mind you, we did a previous taping where it was a rye whiskey just
I
before
should
this.
totally rip ass one of these times right when you're about to smell. You'd be like, smells like shit. It is shit, Austin.
So how long are you going to smell that?
You must really like
It's
it.
light. It's pretty mellow.
Oh, it's very small.
But as we know, smelling it out of the bottle, tiny little neck, versus when we're going to put it in a glass, it's a little bit more
Please don't talk about me.
flavorful.
My tiny little neck.
All right, let's sample this, buddy.
I think we're getting drunk off the smell.
Bulleit.
Now,
that's a real
because of
heavy
my
pour.
previous.
Yeah, I'll give you extra so you can spill.
No, I was gonna say give me less, so if I spill it, it's not as much.
But
all right,
There you go.
Okay. So actually, I wonder, we should do that as part of it, depending on the pour, how expensive it was. You fill half the glass, we're like, yeah, this is $8.
All right.
So have you had this before?
I have, frequently, several times. And the rye, because like I said, the rye is more what they're known for.
Are you getting?
It's a little bit fruity.
But it's still not that
Have you had Bulleit Bourbon?
I don't believe so.
Okay.
No,
you?
I have not.
Okay. All right. Well, there you go. It's as mainstream as it is. I'm glad we picked it
De-virginizing
then.
me. All right, we ready?
Yeah. Let's dig in.
Oh, you went. Right?
I'm thirsty, brother.
I went first.
Oh, wow. Jeez.
Very weird coming off the rye, man. I was guzzling that rye. This is weird.
Oh, see, like I'm getting the chest burn.
Oh, we should do a.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Let's do a
So one thing I think maybe I'm the only one that does it, changes my mind, but I think the other thing about it is
No, most women do.
yeah. But the other thing about it is I think it's okay to say we're going to come up with a rating up front, and it's
As it goes on, it changes.
yeah because it's
I don't see that's a problem.
because I think for the last one,
Okay with that.
I definitely was lower initially, and it grew on me. I mean, it was actually really good because this right now, I won't say.
Yeah.
I said I won't say.
Okay. I might change mine. Hold on. Sorry. Yeah, I'm gonna change it. This is what I hate is having to change this because now I gotta figure out
Okay,
how it's gonna look.
in 3,
Wait.
2,
Wait.
1.
I'm ready.
Okay.
Let's see who smacks the mic.
Ready? And go.
Yes, I got it right on the first try. Holy shit.
2.523 and a 2.3.
Okay, so
We rated that almost
Look,
exactly
2.5.
the same.
Logan did a 2.5.
Logan
Yeah, so
2.5.
we'll go low man on the totem pole on this
Warwick.
I did a 2.3.
And Lon did a 2.3.
Okay, so
Okay, that's pretty unanimous, I think. That's pretty good across the board.
pretty good that it's.
one. It's
That it
potent.
sucks?
Pretty
It doesn't
good.
suck.
It doesn't suck. It's just
It doesn't suck.
it kicks your ass.
But
I feel
honestly,
like.
again, I think what Warwick was talking about earlier comes into play here because we did come off of a rye, a really smooth, creamy, high, potent, high rye, all rye, 100% rye.
Right.
And now we're going to a minimum of 51% corn mash. Big drastic difference. Plus,
Trying to clean my plant.
plus
Well, what
this
are we
is
looking at
lower.
age-wise on this thing? I'm assuming
Yeah,
it's...
this is only about a 96 proof, too.
Okay.
So it's a lower proof.
Really?
Yeah, the other
How
one was
old
over
do you think it is?
104. What?
How old?
I don't know.
I'm guessing
It
3.
says 750. I'm assuming
That's
milliliters.
milliliters. I don't think that's the age. Genius.
I want to guess 3 because I feel like
You know what?
if that was a 5 or an 8, look at me, like acting like I know what I'm talking
Look
about
at
here. I'm on 3. No, I feel like if that
It
was a
does
5 or an
not
8
say.
version of that, 8 years, I think that would be much smoother and not as much as.
So it is distilled
Like-
and aged in the Bulleit family tradition, if that makes any difference. I swear it doesn't say.
Wow.
Okay. I don't think this is right.
It says 52 years.
No,
52.
according to this
Oh.
can't be right. Okay, so here I'm getting conflicting
The interwebs.
things. So Bulleit.com says it's 10 years. But I think that's
What?
specifically the 10-year bourbon. This is not that.
Yeah.
If you look further down, Bulleit bourbon is typically aged 5 to 8 years.
Really? Then maybe
And
the
that
10
is a
would be
90
smoother.
proof. This
Yeah,
says
this is not-
96
This
This
proof.
is not smooth.
No, this is like kicking
I
the
would
teeth.
say this is maybe a 5 year.
This is
at
like
most.
turpentine.
Yes.
Well,
Well. I just.
I mean,
Yeah, it gives you that.
oh.
That's like gives you piss shivers. Like, you know it'll put hair on your chest. That's for sure.
It's
Yeah.
a weird. And
it is weird.
I'm concerned that you're right. I'm
That
concerned
following the rye.
that yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so now on my second drink, I did not get as much of the burn sensation. See,
Because it's a lower proof, it should be a lot less burn.
exactly. But then why is that first one was like?
I think it's I think
shock?
it's because we're switching from rye to corn. I honestly think it's because the
Maize,
it's
you
giving
call
it
it
a sour
corn.
My
taste
face.
to it. You don't have a pleasant looking face, and I mean that with all the love of baby Jesus in my heart.
It is.
That's I don't. despise it. I don't hate it. I just don't think it's gonna.
Yeah,
this would not be
that's
something I
weird.
would keep. I would not put this in my.
I had
bar?
this in my bar. I've had this in my bar for a while. So here's the difference: is when I.
Have I had this before?
No.
You have this one
Dude, I've got
specifically, or
about
the
10
other
or
10-year
15
one?
bourbons. You don't come over anymore. I don't. I've got about
Aw.
10 or 15 bourbons you haven't had.
We should do an episode from your bar.
I would love to do an episode for my bar.
Somebody has a nice looking bar that they use for their shorts.
Ooh, that's a good point. We got to do some of those. Like we could do some shorts from the bar because I got several different horror movie themes around.
And
we
somebody
could do
does
that.
other bourbons than what
Yep.
we did for the movie.
Yep. We could sample a whole. Anyway,
We could do
okay,
so
so
many shorts.
hold
Yeah.
on.
And we
Are
have to
you-
wear shorts.
Are you trying to get into my shorts
I am.
by recording
Salute
mine?
your shorts. Nobody knows that.
So here's
What
the
are we
thing is,
talking about again?
so I have Bulleit Bourbon and Bulleit Rye whiskey normally at my house, and not all the time, and I shouldn't say like it's a staple by any means at my house.
It's the same bottle that's been there for 10 years.
Bulleit Rye is more common in my household than Bulleit Bourbon. But I have had Bulleit Bourbon. When I start with Bulleit Bourbon, it's great, it's wonderful, it's fine all the way through. I can't start with one bourbon and then switch to another bourbon midway through my night. It will not taste right. So I really fear that we're bastardizing our taste. And it
Do you
wouldn't-
have-
it would be different if we're going from bourbon to bourbon.
Do you have a recommendation? Like, I know that when you're doing wine tasting, they give you like crackers or something to kind of cleanse the palate
I don't
properly.
think you're allowed to say that anymore.
I honestly used to go by water. What did you just say?
You said crackers, and I'm like, I don't think you're allowed to say that anymore.
It's not politically correct.
Oh, that's not right.
Wafers.
But-
Cheese and wafers.
But for instance, when Warwick and I went to the Bourbon Fest downtown,
Didn't invite me.
World of Whiskey. You were invited.
I was
you
invited. I
dick.
just couldn't go.
You would have seen me drunk off my
Oh, I saw pictures.
I've
I saw
got pictures of Warwick
Yeah.
passed out on a train.
Wait,
Anyway.
can you do an impersonation for everybody?
Yeah, really?
It was-
No,
it was
you
this.
weren't like that. You were this.
It was this.
You were down. You were like that. Anyway,
It was a lot of fun, though.
the point
Until
is,
the point that it wasn't.
going from bourbon to bourbon, whiskey to whiskey, not bourbon.
We should
whiskey
do,
to whiskey out there.
Not to interrupt you.
What's that?
We
But-
should
but
do,
you did again.
We should do like a live show as we're walking around the.
We could. We could absolutely. They
Then
haven't
I will
announced
have
it
no
yet for this
excuse.
year yet.
Then I'll have no excuse that I couldn't go.
Yeah. Well, you
We got to
better.
mobilize this somehow.
You better. You got to get approval for this. It's a little pricey, but then again, you're tasting some high-end
Yeah.
whiskeys, scotches. Like you can go there and just drink Lagavulin all night. You're going to pay.
Sure.
But the point of that is, when we go there for that, the difference between tastings is literally just water.
Yeah.
They give you water, and you don't even have, they have spit buckets by each of the things. So if you take your sip, you can spit out the rest or whatever, just so you don't have to drink it all the time, because otherwise people walk out shit-faced. And trust me, people walk out shit-faced.
But you're still getting some of that in there, just not as much.
Just
right?
not as
Okay.
much. But the point is, what I'm saying, between taste, they use just water.
Okay.
They do. I'm fixing myself already. They do have snacks everywhere, luncheon meats, crackers, right?
Yeah,
food
yeah,
everywhere,
bread and
breads,
stuff,
stuff like that. So I take that back. They do have that. Not that you're expected that you're going to eat between every tasting, but I think going from a drastic rye, 100% rye, to a corn mash
Corn.
is what fucked us up.
Maybe. When we did our.
I think this deserves more experimentation.
I agree.
When we
I
did
agree.
our-
Let's see how we feel by the end of the show.
our five, like our drink test of the 5 different, we didn't know what each of them were, and we had to rank
Yep.
them.
Mm-hmm.
That was all bourbons, right? To your point.
Yeah, none of those. None of
Say that again.
No,
when we did the test.
it was the finishing the bottle.
Oh, those were
before-
all bourbons. Yes,
Yeah.
right. When we
Okay.
did the 5, the blind taste test.
Yes.
Yes, those were all bourbons.
Okay, because it's like I'm just trying to.
Because then you could pick out the idiosyncrasies and everything. You can pick out the little differences between this one and that one. This
But
one's a
you're
little more
still
peppery,
ultimately tasting a bourbon.
but it's still a corn mash.
Yeah, you're
we
saying
went
going
from
from
100% rye.
So this is kind
to a
of
corn
likened
mash.
to what they always say. Don't mix the grain.
Grape in the grain.
Yeah.
But that's like literally for wine, going from wine to a liqueur, a liquor.
I
But
know. Anyway,
maybe it'll
More
grow by
liquor,
the end.
never
Maybe
been
we'll
sicker.
get that other taste out of the mouth and get this one in. Who knows? Let's try it. Drink more, Logan.
Oh, I've been drinking.
Okay. All right.
So do we want to talk about the actual movie that we watched here?
Yes.
Well, we got to
Okay.
rate it. We got to rate the movie.
Let's go back over it. Train to Busan.
Yep.
Busan, depending on who you talk to. 2016.
Directed by Sang Ho Yang. I will preface everything we're going to say for the next 40-something minutes. I have names
We apologize.
of the actors and actresses that are in this movie, and the crew and everything, and we will butcher the names.
Sorry.
So I apologize. We all apologize ahead of time for that. Please do not.
I referred to a lot of the people by just like what they were wearing. So
Go by first name.
Just so I
First
don't
names
sound
are
too
easy.
bad.
Honestly, I don't remember everybody's
Okay.
first
First
names.
names.
all right,
Yeah,
let's do a little.
We are painfully American.
Okay.
Oh, we're doing the rating.
Yeah, we're gonna
Yes.
do some rating. Get the barrels.
We got the barrels. We got the barrels.
All right, look away. I want to make sure I'm doing this right.
Look away. Don't look you. My son used to do
That
that when he
looks
was
good.
peeing.
Look away. Shh! Don't talk. Don't talk. It makes it crawl back up.
That's true, though. Okay. All right.
Yeah, try going to the bathroom at Wrigley Field.
Okay. I'm ready. Are you
Security
guys ready?
throws you out.
Yes.
Are you guys ready?
I mean, in the trough. But all right,
3,
Two,
2, 1.
did I do it right? Yes.
Okay. What do you got?
All right.
3, 5, 4, 5.
Really? And
Fuck me, really?
2.4. Okay. So just
Should
for
have that round
let's
no,
get
it is a
for
2 and then a 4.
For the actual podcast people.
2.4.
Logan, me gave it a 3.5. Warwick.
I gave it a 4.5.
And I gave it a 2.4.
Okay.
And if I had a T-shirt
Yeah.
with this on, I would have worn that as well.
Huh? Well, that's interesting.
It'd be considered an import then, right?
I
All right, so we'll let the low end go again, right? First.
Okay.
So
Low end
what
again.
is your reasoning for not liking this?
Okay, so I didn't hate the movie. I liked the movie. Some of the high points for me were the zombies were fantastic zombies. They were the fast zombies,
Yep.
not the Ramiro zombies. They were the fast zombies, which I'm okay with. World War Z was a fantastic film, and they were massively fast zombies in that. 28 days later, 28 weeks later, massively fast zombies.
But that was a virus.
Okay. What? This wasn't a virus?
Yeah, arguably.
Arguably, what else was it? That you got bit, you turned into a fucking zombie. What the fuck was it?
And it even showed your vein.
What was it? An ulcer? What was it?
I
Upset stomach?
Although
I know.
I've had some bad
But that was
gas
a
before
virus.
that might
I
make me
want
want
you
to
to
fight
explain
people.
what the fuck you're talking
The
about.
point's in
What?
In 28 days later,
It was a virus. They're all viruses.
They're all viruses. Okay. I got it.
Okay. All right.
I think we're gonna blame it on the alcohol. We'll let you
right.
rewind that one.
All right. All right. So let's get back to this. So 28 days later. So one of the things I didn't, that part I loved about the movies, the movie, right? I love the fact that they had unique characters strewn about. They had a pregnant woman. They had a muscle guy. They had the businessman, and they had
Jock.
the uber businessman and the lower level businessman, the
And
family
Sue Ann
man,
was
I
so
guess
fucking
you
cute.
should say. And the daughter, they had a little girl involved and stuff like that. One of my big problems that I had with the movie is that they oversaturated the. This is a common theme in Japanese movies, South Korean movies, Chinese movies. The honor, the family, and the don't work so hard. You gotta
I get it.
give time to your family, not to the job.
Okay.
Right? I'm so tired of that theme. I'm so exhausted by the fact that they're like, oh no, you got to make time for your daughter. Your daughter's the one who's. I shouldn't do that in an accent. We're going to
Well,
get
especially not
canceled.
That sounded very Italian. to me.
Especially-
What is your daughter?
Hey,
Slap in the face.
That was my attempt at an Asian accent. Wow. Okay.
Butchered.
So the point is,
Please don't cancel us before we start.
I'm not trying. Anyway, the point is, I'm tired of that theme. They beat that thing to death through this movie. And every time you saw it and you saw him conflict with his boss, not his boss, the bigger boss, the guy who was just it was so blatant and obvious. And he was just like, you knew what everything was going to do was for the evil purpose. And he just became a flat, one-sided character. Even the dad who was like, I'm all about the business, and he's a good-looking dad, and he's like, well, Mom, I understand. And then he turns out, I gave him a little bit of range, but everybody else was so fucking one-dimensional. It was tiring.
Really?
I don't want to see the whole boss shoving you in the way, and next thing you know, the boss is the one that, you should trust me, and boom, I'll kick you out the door. No, it just... Was that a bad accent again?
That part...
Kick you out the door!
Yeah, that part did bother me.
It was so tired.
But
And
what I didn't like was I felt they should have furthered that. So he should have said, it's clear, but here's what you need to do. Go, make it seem like he's trying to help him. Because how did that guy not say...
He was scared.
But like,
which guy? Who was scared?
The boss guy.
I know, but how did the guy that he told to go out there not question, like...
Let's talk
based on the guy's previous...
Let's talk about that.
So, yeah, I mean, it's undoubtedly there are stereotypes in this movie. I mean, in other words, it's like when you're in, and I think, as, well, obviously a British person, but like a British person living in America, so I'll say American, you're not used to that true kind of company culture of the, I mean, everything about that culture is like, the customer's always right. It's like, you go to an average Amtrak station and no one's helping you on the fucking train. It's like no one's being nice to you. It's like get on the fucking train. It's like the train's gonna it's right. Like it's a different culture over there. And I get what you're saying, but at the same time, like that's the culture. The culture that they're trying to show is the fact that it's you have not the conductor, but like the steward
Captain,
guy,
whatever you call it.
That basically, he's scared as well, and he's talking to the person that clearly is acting like he is a senior person, and so he's following his lead
by bullying everybody into believing or doing what he says. Which think about it. Let's face it. Now, when those people came in, when the dad and his group came into the train car, and he was like, "Oh no, don't let them in because they're infected."
Yeah.
And it's like you could just say, "Well, do we look infected? Look, we're done. It's done.
So
we're not bit because we're still here." You saw this other guy change in 5 seconds, but
I
we're
will
still
100%
okay.
agree that there are elements of this movie, that being one of them, that fall into the same issue that so many TV shows do and so many movies do, where it's
the
like
willing suspension of disbelief.
Well, not even that.
I get it.
It's the too often people get challenged or charged with something, and the person being charged with or accused of something or other, like just goes, okay, and just moves up. That doesn't change. And I realize I'm going to talk about my rating.
Yes, let's get into it. Let's get into it.
I think this movie has it all.
Did it have cars?
There were cars there. Do you want to
Flip over.
Oh, I guess.
Do you want the license plate?
I guess you got the license plate.
But so it was to me. This has
okay. All right. Well, let's hear what all is to you, Warwick.
This has everything. It's like it's a great story. I think that you're correct.
Good story.
The zombies are great in it.
Yes, they were the best part.
The whole evolution of the character of the dad and Sun Suan is awesome because clearly he's just the dad that ignores her, doesn't even realize that last birthday he gave her the same gift that he gave her this time.
Sure, he's the absentee dad, the classic absentee dad at the beginning.
Right. And quite frankly, almost all the way through, probably about 2/3 of the way through, before he finally realizes that, number one, it's not all about him and his family, because I mean, I guess his slight saving grace is even when he's being selfish, he's still being selfish for he and his family.
Yes.
Not. It's not like it's all about him. It's about he and his daughter. But she's the one that kind of enables him to see that we're all in this together. It's like we all need to help each other. But the last third of the movie, I think it's a great transition story of exactly him being the asshole to him being caring and just really wanting to help. and I'm sorry, but those last like 15 minutes of this movie, when they're on the actual train,
the
engine part, it's like, if you don't fucking cry, it's like you are a heartless individual.
I get it.
It is.
But
I'm a heartless individual.
let me explain that I am also a heartless individual because it went on so fucking long.
So
that I started like, okay,
I almost
I'm
agree.
done.
I almost agree with
I'm
Lon
done.
on this one.
No.
The only downside to me for this movie, why I gave it a 3.5 instead of a 4, there was too much drama. I felt like they could have possibly
Overkill.
first off, they could have possibly shortened it by about 15-20 minutes.
Amen.
And then they could have also had, I get like the drama. They could have. They basically could have cut out the whole part with the father and just had him in phone calls to the mother be explaining, hey, yeah, you're so worried about your job all the time. They didn't need to show him at his job. Granted, it did play it into the plot point of him,
I like that
being
it started
part of the
zombie
reason for
apocalypse, right?
Right.
But they didn't explain that either. The reason his company
it was just like,
for
it's not your fault.
I thought he did trading.
Yeah, exactly. He's a fund manager.
How did they fucking start the apocalypse?
Like, there is no way that
his
company.
But that's
right.
For in that defense, to me, the way I took that was the repercussion was they sold their stock. Some company must have went under and said, and maybe that caused disgruntled employees to go, I'm going to release this shit, whatever it is.
No. That had already happened.
Oh, okay. So that already. Okay.
So basically, him selling the stocks was really the fact that like he foresaw that something bad was going to happen, and so as a fund manager, although to be honest, the second time I watched it, I didn't. It was the first. Second time I watched it was the first time I saw it. Okay. I realized that there's a part very at the beginning where he talks about the fact that he's only been in his job for like about a week or two, which I just think it's weird that they actually made a comment of that. But
what would be the point of that then? Because he's still like supposed to be one of the top traders.
Well, and that was the whole thing. It's like he has people working for him, right. and there's there's clearly an assumption that yes, by his secretary or junior, whatever you want to call the guy that helped him, assistant, that somehow their company had something to do with this whole thing.
Which I don't see how, because they trade stocks.
Right. I don't get it.
Were they trying to do like a butterfly effect type thing? So
But
they
they
did
need-
something
they
that
need
caused
to
something.
explain that
yeah.
then. If it was something like one of
if
the companies they
did,
owned
that would have
did
added another-
bioengineering, maybe that would make it.
But
they
that
didn't.
That would have added probably another 15 minutes to the movie. Which,
Oh God!
At that point,
they could
I
have taken
think-
it out of the 30 minutes they had of the girl dying, the dad dying at the end, and walking to the back of the train and thinking of his daughter.
That
for
was like
it was like
15 seconds.
It was like 30 minutes. The whole fucking thing.
Now I'll give them props. The shot of I'm glad they didn't just show him leaping off. They kind of showed the shadow.
Yeah,
I thought
that was well done.
That was a good. That was a good
It was
job.
a well shot movie.
Yes.
no
Oh, yeah,
doubt.
yeah.
It was very well done.
Now, and to give another plus to it, I did love the ingenuity of how they brought it. Like each thing was like, okay, what can we do now to get past these? Like that was kind of cool how they did that. Like, okay, we're gonna use the phone because they go based off of sound, and then they use the we just figured out the light thing, So I did like how they did that, but I feel like they still could have possibly just condensed things down a little bit. I'm a stickler for I want my movies to be hard, fast, and paced, and I feel like
says the person that likes Blair Witch Project.
Hey, the movie's only like an hour and 25 minutes, so
Yeah, but so
Blair Witch was like 4.5 hours, wasn't it? It felt like it was 4.5
Well,
hours.
like
to
Lord
be
of the
fair.
Rings kills me.
It's only
fair.
good for the last 5 minutes.
Jesus,
But
I wasn't talking about your sex life.
Whoa! But listen. I agree with you. So here's the thing: I agree. The movie was well made, had phenomenal zombies. They had good, they look good. They had the
eyes.
the right eyes.
They had the eyes.
The eyes. But they did it well where they're trying to get past them in the train cars and when they go through a tunnel and they got to time the tunnel. Yeah, a lot of that stuff was great. It didn't make any sense as to why they got defunct when they went through a tunnel, but
Because
whatever.
it's dark, they can't see.
So then the only thing they were attracted to was
Everybody
the
could
lights
see.
going by in the tunnel.
I guess so.
Which I thought was pretty cool.
I guess so, but still, it was still cool. I bought it. Not everything I bought, but I bought that. So that was very cool. And the way they went from car to car and they had to stop them and they were busting through and they made it realistic because you're like, it's glass. They're going to get through it eventually. And
Yep.
oh yeah, look, they're getting through it eventually. I get that. But then they do things like the infected come into the group with the big boss who says, "Oh, don't trust them. They're infected." Oh, we don't want you on this car, so go away. So what do? They lit them to the car in front of them.
Yes. Yeah.
Right.
What?
But I mean, I think that was like,
what?
I think they had to do that because if they would have gone back the other way, they run the risk of letting those people.
Right.
So then you guys go to the next car that's nearer the engine and let the infected people stay in the car that you're in.
Yes.
Don't let them walk past you to the next. Because all I have to do is disconnect your car.
I don't disagree that
dickheads.
it would have made more sense for them to say, "You stay here. We're going to go to the next car." I don't disagree. But again,
they needed to do that so that group could get killed and they'd be safe. The heroes would be safe. And it was so obvious that that's
the amount of time that they were in the car, it's like you just said, to have them walk past you to go to the next car. Yeah. It's like, what if one of them just turned and went, you know?
Yeah. But they weren't really infected. So
yeah, but that's what I'm saying is you're running that risk of...
But I like
Agreed.
I really like the tension that they created when they had to go from one car to the kid and the pregnant woman. It's like that was cool. It's like some of it was just like kind of brute force. I love when the I can't remember. It's if I have the names here, but
you're still gonna butcher it. I know.
I don't. Anyway,
I can't even read that.
The baseball guy.
Oh, the baseball team was pretty cool.
But like when he goes into that car, and all of a sudden he realizes the entire car is filled with zombified versions of his friends.
Yes.
And again, it's that you do the same thing. It's like you don't want to be hitting your friends, and I love the way they handled that, where it's like the dad and the muscle guy like say, okay, we'll take it on, and then all the way to the point where both of them are actually being kind of like attacked by the team.
Yeah.
That now suddenly he realizes that, hey, I need to step in, and like he kind of like snaps out of the out of thing. It's like I think
that was well done. That was agreed. That was well done.
It was well done. It's
I don't
again,
argue
the whole
that.
cell phone thing I thought was cool. I also love just the little touches of the fact that, and he doesn't make fun of it originally, the fact that the muscle guy has like this like stupid ringtone.
Well, listen, I'll tell you right now, the muscle guy was my favorite character.
Oh, he was great.
He was a great character. He had a little bit more range than a lot of these other two-dimensional characters that were throughout this movie, because he starts off kind of like he's a dick, and there's like, don't be a dick to these people, and his wife is like telling him, don't be a dick to these people. Oh no, I'm just joking around with her and stuff like that. And then he turns out to be the hero who's literally beating down zombies with his bare fists.
Like, as he's turning,
even after he turns, he's still fighting zombies. Yeah. That was a great character.
See, now that part, the only thing I wish was that when he was kind of bouncing between the two, like because you could see it in his eyes, I wish he would have just, while he was his regular self, like fuck it, and just started biting down.
Oh,
just to see him just be like, you know what?
That would have been
fun. I'm going to take you down any way I can.
Yeah. I nominate you to direct the next one.
Yes. Oh my god. Yeah. They did have a sequel.
Yes,
they did. But they'd actually had a couple sequels. One was an anime.
Well, that was a prequel.
Prequel. Okay, you're right.
Prequel
anime,
to the sequel.
But then the Peninsula.
That was a prequel to this movie.
I know.
And then they did Peninsula.
Peninsula,
which was apparently sucked.
A sequel, right? But it was like supposed to be like 4 months after the first one.
But anyway, like 28 weeks.
Not to digress. Let's beat up this film.
No,
first.
the one thing I did, the beginning, it got my attention. The very beginning when the driver's going along and he hits the deer.
Yeah.
And I just thought that was cool how they had the deer come back alive and then take off. I was like, that was a cool.
I agree.
That was a great.
I agree. It was a good scene.
And it was a great cinematography piece as well because again, it's like you film it as you see the car, you see the truck like going off to the side and like the whole like rule of thirds thing. It's like the deer's off to the side of the screen.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you just sit like.
Oh yeah, right. In other words, it's not your main focus.
It's not your focus.
No.
It's the side focus.
You're watching the car.
You're watching the car drive off, and you're like, "Wait a minute, what did I see?"
Right.
Yeah, I get. Yeah.
And again, just like great editing for the fact that it's there's a point because there certainly was with me because I was kind of watching it. When I watched it this last time, I was watching it on my phone as I'm trying to work. Where it's you go. Are they staying on the scene just that little bit too long?
Yeah.
And then
they did that throughout this movie, I think. I honestly, I swear to God.
But then you see the deer move. It's like I thought that was just like really. I thought it was great.
Yeah, I think they did a really good job.
I agree. It was very impactful. It set the tone for the movie. Going like, holy shit! This pulverized deer got up and walked away. This is a serious zombie virus. What's going on? Yeah, I totally agree. That was a great scene.
And I will say, so the only thing that I thought was a little bit weird was, I would imagine if I owned a pickup truck and I hit a deer, I'd stick the deer in the back of my pickup truck.
That's because you're in America, and we don't let venison go to waste.
Yeah.
But had you kept that deer and ate it,
here's my question.
Here's
my question: did he hit it? Because I feel like his truck would have been in a lot of damage based on the size of that, or did he just run it over? Was it already there dead, possibly?
No,
and he ran it over.
Do you know what the make of the truck was?
I'm assuming it was a Suzuki.
No.
That was technically more of a lorry than a truck, I think.
Yeah.
British reference.
It was a truck.
It was a lorry.
I don't know what the
truck
you're talking about.
It was a smaller delivery truck.
Smaller
delivery truck.
Okay.
It was a Hyundai truck.
Okay.
Am I not right about the size of that truck being
Why are you doing this?
Because it's tiny and compact. I'm not doing this. I'm doing this. I'm doing more like when Logan referenced the lung collapse and he went like this. Do you remember that episode, people?
Yes.
Okay.
Collapse.
So, but ultimately, I think the thing is, this film was very well made.
Yeah.
It had excellent zombies. It's not a bad movie. It's a good movie.
But I gave it a 2.3.
No, I gave it a 2 point.
But see, how could you give it a 2.4 and
the 2.3?
Because it actually sucked. I'm just trying to make you feel better about it.
I thought this was truly a great movie.
It was a good movie.
This was my first viewing of it. I've heard really good things about the movie, so I had high hopes, but I think it did a pretty good job.
I'm going to lean in like Logan does, and I also think it had high hopes. I think it had high hopes.
My sweaty balls.
You know, this is
Knew I'd get him on that one.
Okay.
Oh, that was good.
So I don't know, and this is embarrassing because I probably should have actually got this pronounced, but so this was made for 10 billion
yen.
Whatever. It's not
yuan.
yen,
Yuan.
Which is basically $7.5 million.
What?
That's still pretty good.
That's
budget.
cheap.
Yeah, it's pretty cheap.
Think about it. It was all on the train, pretty much. There was a car show, like car thing, but no wreckage, right?
Right.
So.
But it grossed $92 million.
Wow.
It's the 6th highest grossing Korean South Korean.
You know what
movie.
grossed higher than that?
Oh, good.
Night of the Living Dead.
Damn.
Yes.
Adjusted for inflation.
No, even pre-adjusting for
No,
inflation. I'm talking percentage-wise.
Oh.
Night of the Living Dead made 247 times its original budget. What did this do? Like what? Doubled its budget?
Yeah, like
7 million versus
10
92
times.
million?
10 times. 10
More than
times.
10 times.
Still
About
good.
12.
That's still pretty good.
Still respectable.
Still pretty good.
It's
Still
good.
respectable. That's why they came up with Peninsula and all the other anime versions of it.
So this is the kind of. I think part of the reason why we paired these movies, obviously apart from the zombie, was this was also the first live action movie that the director did.
Oh,
He'd done.
Is that why all the rest of them were anime? Other than Peninsula.
Right. So the point is, he was known for anime movies.
Oh,
Like that's what he.
Okay, so that makes a lot more sense now.
Right, and that's a lot of people have said it's like that's why like the zombies are kind of frenetic and just very very active because it's very
because that's anime
type styling.
Yeah, I get that too.
But yeah, so it's actually kind of funny because like everything he's done subsequently has just not been as successful.
Yeah,
This was kind of like a one and done for this.
yeah.
So you're saying, again, somebody blew their wad
Yes,
on that first one.
on the
Yes,
first
they
one.
did. So I will say, to give it props, one of my favorite scenes in the movie was after they'd reached the next train station, not quite Busan Busan or whatever, and the train was leaning over on them, and they were literally kind of pinned underneath a glass of zombies trying to get in.
And one by one, all the glass drops.
Oh, that was good. That was a good scene.
That was like the homeless guy that like kind of saved them.
Another character that I thought was underrated. The homeless guy was a good character.
Yep.
Because he was like nobody else wanted to give him the time of day. The dad did. It didn't fit his character in the beginning because he was still the cold businessman, selfish
But
businessman.
did he do that by himself, or was that because of his daughter? Because it was his daughter that was Because really, the homeless guy.
The homeless guy was on the train at the time already.
Right. But it wasn't really. There was no real interaction with the dad and the daughter until they leave that station, and the dad has that kind of special knowledge of hey, we need to go to the, as opposed to the central square, the
left square, the right square,
the east square,
east, south, north.
That makes it, that's important to note.
Anyway,
that would have been a trivia question, I guess.
It would have been, but actually, I didn't write that.
Okay, go ahead.
But all I'm saying, it's like, so that was the point where, you know, the homeless guy really kind of like interacted more with the dad and the daughter. And again, the dad wanted to ignore him. It was the daughter that was like, hey, you know, we have to kind of let him alone.
Warwick, I appreciate your sentimental side.
I
appreciate.
I'm not going to lie to you. I cried in this movie. I thought it was,
I appreciate that you've got those feelings. I will say that in every Asian movie,
there's always a homeless
South
guy.
Korea, no, but there's always that message that they beat to death. Just as I said at the beginning of this whole podcast, that they beat this message to death about
just like the Irish
being
beat that to death.
friend. No, they beat their whiskey to death. But
Pete.
they beat this message
They
into
beat-
you, going like,
beat the Pete.
"Oh, you gotta be friends with the homeless. You gotta think about family before business and do all this." I get it, but the thing is, they beat the shit out of those.
The reason
the
being, though, is
culture.
they
But it's
have to, though, because
overkilled. It's
think about what's
done. I
what's
get it.
north of them, right?
What's
north
that?
north of them
would,
is
would that be North Korea?
yes, but but think about it. What most a lot of those people are probably defectors, and they're used to your job. You know.
Wait a minute. That's a huge leap, saying most of them are probably defectors.
I should say most of them. Okay, a lot of people have defected.
I would say out of everybody in this film, I don't know if I'd say any of them are defectors.
But think about it. Though.
But it doesn't matter. It's the same culture in Japan. It's the same culture in China. It is a thing.
But that's their culture.
Okay, great. Don't kick me in the face over it.
You can't complain about the
Don't
movie
kick me in the
that
face.
was made.
I can, because every
He has a mic in
anime-
front of him.
So I like anime. Not all anime, but I like some anime. It's the same message in every single anime. There's a
There
homeless
was
guy.
no tentacle porn in
an
this.
and maybe that's what it was missing.
Maybe.
Maybe if it had some tentacle porn, I would have rated it higher. I definitely would have rated it higher if there was any sort of nudity in this. But
That's
the
true.
point
There was
is,
no nudity at all.
the point is, it was a message that I'm done seeing. I'm beaten to death with it. If it's an
I can't
Asian
wait
movie,
until we start talking
and
about
I
K-horror.
don't mean to say Asian in a bad way, I'm saying if it's a Japanese movie or if it's a South Korean movie, it's the same message and it's overkill. It's ridiculously overdone.
Wow.
I'm tired of it. I get it. You could have shown me that in 5 minutes. I get it. Move on with the
But you
story.
get that it was a South Korean movie, right?
Oh, I thought this was Brazilian. Wait a minute. This changes my review. Hold on.
No, it
on.
doesn't.
Wait.
No, it doesn't.
I think
Is
he's
this-
making this up.
Oh God.
Wait, is this Siberian?
Oh,
was this movie
Jesus.
made in Siberia?
Yes, it was.
Siberian. It's a Siberian
Does anyone know
film.
something interesting?
Yes.
No.
Let's hear some interesting,
No.
something interesting. other than-
Mad. Here we go. Mad Dong Suk
Yeah.
and Gong Yo, who is basically the dad and the
The
muscle
Muscle
guy.
Man. Can I say I thought the Muscle Man's name was Young? What was his name again?
What?
Isn't it my dick suck?
No,
What is it?
Ma Dong Suk.
My dong suck. My dong
It's probably Souk.
suck.
Suk.
Just
It's
say-
Suk.
Oh, thanks for clarifying that, Logan.
As opposed to his name in the movie is Sang-hwa.
Okay. No
Anyway,
offense.
Sang-
No offense.
Sang-hwa.
Okay. I referred to him as nice dressed guy because I could not.
He wore
What'd
a
you say?
dress.
What'd you call him?
Nice dressed guy because he had a
Oh,
nice
nice
little
dress.
dress.
Because he had some money. Because he was a wrestler or something, wasn't he?
I don't.
I don't know, but anyway, so
We probably should know, but
so basically the
couldn't trust the subtitles.
the big guy was the real life personal trainer of the main actor. The dad.
Really? Okay.
Yep.
Personal trainer? Did he need one for the movie, or was it just his
No,
personal
just
trainer in general?
Because he's been in
Jeez.
other.
That's how he got hired. You're saying, is because he was the personal trainer?
No. He's a.
It was
he's a
coincidence.
total coincidence.
Wow,
Get the fuck
that's
out
cool.
of here. That's pretty cool.
And so the
That's
dad
pretty cool.
was in Squid Game.
Yes.
That's where I had seen him.
Yep.
God, I was like, he looks so familiar.
Yeah,
he was.
yeah.
I'm assuming he was the brother.
Well, that was pretty much the only trivia I had.
He was the
Thanks,
cop.
Warwick.
Really?
Okay, good.
Only trivia I had.
Well, now that we got him out of it,
Only
the
trivia.
one guy that didn't like the movie,
Well, you didn't like it.
I gave it a 3.5.
Oh,
Yeah.
you overrated it.
No, I honestly I heard good things, so I had high hopes for it. So
Do you think that's why you didn't rate it as high as you thought you would?
No. It was still it was a very, like I said, my only complaints were the length of time for the film. I wish it was like $1.30, $1.40.
I'm with you on that.
You know?
I'm thinking it was. I think $1 they could have done the same.
Yeah, $1. Or should I say yuan? Anyway.
No, it would have been like $1 million.
Yeah, I was saying like
yuan.
$1 billion yuan.
Billion, yeah.
So no, but that's my only complaint was that the length of the film. I was watching it. When the scenes were action packed, they were action packed.
They were good action packed.
They did a good job with that. And when they needed to be quiet and calm, I mean, they did a great job with that. And then when they needed to build that tension because it's like things are getting too easy, I think they did a great job with it. It had me right from the get go. When that deer got up, I was like, oh shit, here we go.
Agreed. Great scene. Good scene.
I will say the only part that I truly did not like in the entire movie was the very end. It was just
with the
because
girl
it was
singing in the tunnel.
Cliched thing of like.
This is what I'm saying for the whole movie.
You know, it's like I'm watching them.
God.
Oh, I can't tell. I mean,
So
you're agreeing with me,
No,
and
no,
you
no.
don't
So-
even realize it.
But just that one part, because to me it's that whole stupid thing of the fact that so you have this whole setup of hey, we're going to shoot people that come down the tunnel, and the person's like oh, can you see any signs of that they've been turned?
Mm-hmm.
They're in a tunnle,
So-
it's all dark.
And
Exactly.
they're,
Well,
they're
you're not-
tired,
I agree with that.
and they're
To see it.
ridiculously.
they should have
tired,
had some
exhausted.
sort of nightlight system,
so-
right? You know, people are coming
but
through a dark tunnel.
you're in the light.
But still,
it
they should
work.
have had somebody up there with or they could have
Or-
said, "Hey, let's get our goggles
Or
so we
just
can
put
see."
lights in the tunnel.
Or there's that too. Or turn on the lights so we can see.
But honestly, you're just waiting for them to get a little closer.
Yeah, because they were still a long way
They were a
away.
long
and they
way
clearly
away.
weren't- There was only two of them. They weren't walking very fast.
Yeah.
Now I liked how they
So I
built
thought
that tension
was-
up.
that was
No,
it.
I
That was
agree.
the only part that
I liked how they
agree.
built that tension up though, because then the girl singing was like, well, obviously zombies aren't going to be going,
But
singing.
again,
That
this
was a good
girl had
impersonation.
no reason to be singing at all.
Also, I will say,
She was
she was dreadful at singing.
not only was she
What-
out of pitch and out of tune. I agree.
What was the lyrics?
It was horrible to hear.
Was that just a bad translation?
It was
I
horrible to
possibly?
hear.
It was so.
But
Was
again,
it supposed to be Aloha Oi? Was that
It
what
was.
it
It
was?
was
Okay, I was
Aloha,
like,
yes.
just
And
sounds
you
like
a
it, but-
Hawaiian song,
And I'm like-
which makes sense for a South Korean movie, doesn't it?
They are probably closer. No,
It doesn't. Listen, don't racially appropriate.
I'm not.
Listen, but what I'm
Listen, people.
what I'm saying is she also just lost her father. Why would she be singing
Because
to a
she
song
wanted
that
to
her
prove-
father
Because
didn't get to
because
see
she's
her sing? I
finally
know,
seeing-
but this is my
She's
point.
finally getting
It's
the opportunity.
So then
to
the
sing
tearjerker
song.
part was
so
the dad
tired.
at the
making
jumping
the
off of it.
decision to
So
save her.
I do have a gripe about that. I feel
Thank
like what
God.
they kind of tried to do it, but what I think they should have done is when the businessman was attacking the woman and child, what he should have done was he should have been going to bite the woman or the child, and then the dad stuck his hand in the way or something. And
Oh,
then
so
gets
you're
bit.
complaining
because
about
all he
the
did was put his
way
hand
that
on
he
his
died.
face, and then he was like, and then he bites.
Because
his
I
hand.
thought to myself, if there's a zombie, put your hand in front of his face.
Exactly. I'm like,
This is how you stop him. Let's hold his mouth.
but I did
So,
think.
so a little wrestling move to teach you guys. If you ever need somebody to move their head
I'm
a
getting
certain
on the
way,
floor over there.
if
Should
you ever
we
need to
move some
have somebody
tables?
move, all you do is put your finger under their nose, the bridge of their nose, and you can. It's like a horse. You can have them. It hurts. They'll go any which way you need them to.
Works with sharks as well.
Yes, and then you just punch the shark in the nose. But
And,
just, just a
and
little-
also
Um,
zombies,
I did
apparently.
wrestling like 1
I
year of
just-
my entire life, but it was
that was
painful.
incredibly thoughtful and
There was a lot of
educational,
wrestling.
and we're glad you told us about it, William.
Isn't that what
Thank you
wrestling's
very
all
much.
maybe.
I hope there's some effect with me hitting my head on this.
So,
We can put one in.
It's
I've done it a
so
lot.
I still stick by my 4.5,
I don't know why.
but I will say there's a few parts where
Should
it
be
just,
a 4.
It didn't make a lot of sense.
Wonder
Like,
why
one of the
that
things
is.
was- so when they're on the engine right at the end,
Yeah.
and like it was a funny part I thought with the business guy coming out, and clearly he didn't realize that he had turned, which So clearly he was in that like
He,
middle point.
yeah, okay, all right, all right.
Like like what you've turned as well. You shouldn't be part of us.
Right, sort of where the muscle guy was when he was fighting the zombies. He was still sort of in that middle zone. All right, I'll give you that so far.
What was the purpose of the dad wrapping the chain around them?
Okay, so even I thought to myself, oh, he's wrapping a chain around himself so he can throw the guy off the train and still stay on the train.
But why not just throw the guy off the train?
But he could have easily just thrown the guy off the train.
Now, I was really hopeful for this, and I thought he was going to try and do it since he had done that where he threw the guy off the train by holding. I wondered if he was going to be taking his hand at some point when he walked out. I was like, oh, throw the chain on yourself, fall down towards where the wheels are, maybe cut off your arm. So then you don't
Wait,
get
you thought
infected.
that was his plan?
I was hoping that was
his plan.
I didn't think that was his plan. I was hoping, I'm like, oh, maybe he'll cut off his hand so that he doesn't
But can't you just kick the fucker off the train?
No, I'm talking about the dad himself.
Yeah. Can't the dad kick the other guy off the train?
He was trying to get the guy off the train and cut his hand off. I don't know about the cut of
well, that's what I was hoping. I'm like, maybe that's what he's going to try and do is then he's going to cut off his hand so that it doesn't spread. And I mean, he doesn't really have anything to wrap it up, but no, it did seem kind of like I was maybe I would have thought he would take the chain, wrap it around the guy's neck or something, and pull him back and then throw him off so it hangs him or something. I don't know.
Because I do look at it as, again, I like this movie, 4.5 people. But it's like, I do look at it as like, you could see the way that engine was set up. There was like, the kind of, I'm going to say The Office. What do you call it? The driving part.
The engine? Wasn't that
No, but the whole
clear?
thing was the engine.
Is it the cockpit?
The cockpit.
There we go.
Let's call it the cockpit.
You just wanted me to say
on a
cockpit.
train?
It's the cockpit.
Sure, let's go with that.
But you can see
Let's
from
stick with
outside of the cockpit, there was like a rail along the side.
Yep.
Then
And
there was a gap, and then there's a rail on the side, then a gap.
Yep.
It's like the dad, even though he probably didn't go to the muscle guy and wasn't necessarily going to the gym all the time, even though apparently he had a personal trainer.
Who died before he did, so what does that tell you?
He sacrificed himself.
He sacrificed himself, you're right. But you would have thought that he could have simply just, as the business guy was walking down, he could have just gone, boop, and just like pushed him off.
Yep, because it's a zombie, half zombie. Old businessman, even if he wasn't a zombie, you could kick him off the train.
Okay, I'm jumping back and forth here. But, like, wasn't it a great moment, which I think they truly just ripped off in World War Z, although, actually, I think World War Z
It was way before
probably
this.
came before this.
Oh, what do you mean probably? Like 10 years before this?
No.
World War Z?
World War Z was like maybe 2012, 2013.
No, you keep talking. I'll help you out.
But, like, I love the part where the zombies are holding onto the train.
Yeah,
yes.
That was
and
great.
It
that was
creates this kind of like carpet.
That was very
and then that one guy
and
comes
everyone just keeps on building up.
I
that
thought
was pretty
the
cool.
Same thing with that. That was a very World War Z moment.
I thought that was really.
There was
really
one
well,
part
well
too
done.
where they were kind of piling up to build up to something too that I thought was World War Z because they built a tower.
And that same kind of like middle train station before.
World War Z was 13.
Still not,
3 years.
Still not 10
it's not
years.
10
before.
years.
Clears. 3 years, so clearly it came before.
All right, so we're at about 52 minutes. So
Jesus fucking
So we
Christ.
should probably
so you
do some
fuckers
trivia.
can't shut
See?
up.
Hey.
See what a great movie this was. Okay.
No, that is
Okay.
not.
So
Here we go.
This
Okay,
was
trivia.
not the first zombies on a train movie. Do you know what the first zombie on the train movie was?
Oh, I like this trivia. I like the direction of this trivia.
Since I'm not a huge zombie fan,
Well, I'm gonna say that it's going to be Resident Evil because technically they were on a train to escape that.
yeah.
There was a part of a zombie
Way before.
escape.
Oh.
Oh.
I don't know.
I'm liking this question. I'm digging this
Okay.
one. What was it?
1972's Horror Express, which was a Spanish movie.
See.
Holy fuck.
Si Barani. Which was basically a zombies on a train.
Wow.
Really?
Okay.
Yep.
Good
Man, we might
job,
need to throw that
Warwick.
one.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm
So before we
Okay.
actually get into true trivia, although technically that was trivia, so New Line Cinemas has optioned this movie, and
Why?
they're going to be creating an English language
Why?
version of this movie called Last Train to New York.
Are they going to tie it in with like Snake Plissken somehow?
Oh, then I'm back
would be
in.
cool.
See, you kicked me out with work. You reeled me back in with Snake Plissken.
How would that work? Because of course they were on
Fucking doesn't matter how it
They were
works.
on Manhattan
Doesn't matter.
as an island.
Doesn't matter.
So-
You know they're redoing.
Yes, I heard that.
Okay. Escape from New York.
Yeah.
Really?
They're remaking Escape from New York.
Carpenter's attached to it.
What do you mean Carpenter's? No. Oh, well, he's
Yeah.
attached to the movie. I don't know, but
Yeah, he might only. I think he's just quasi.
doesn't matter if Snake
He's just
Plissken's in it.
Yeah, as long as he gets
I'm in
paid,
it.
he doesn't care.
I don't care either.
Okay. Are we ready for trivia?
Yeah.
Let's
if
do
you
it.
want.
We're
If you-
beyond
do you
ready.
do it-
We're
do you doing
past
yours or
trivia
what do you
time.
We'll go back and forth.
Okay.
I'm assuming you didn't have
I
any
have.
trivia.
I said my own. I own one piece of trivia. Go ahead. I'm done.
So this is
I
going to
didn't like the movie.
This is a Logan
I love how it's like.
question.
I love how,
Although,
You're the
I've trained
Godfather
them
of
very
trivia.
well. Let's put
although
it that
I
way.
will say this is a little bit difficult because of the language. So did you, when you were going through, did you have lots of things you like? I'm sure that probably says something right there, but I have no idea what the fuck it says.
Are you going to ask for the license plate of the train?
What was the license plate of the Hyundai truck at the very beginning?
I did not. Oh wait. Let me make sure I didn't. Oh, I think I took a picture of it. Hold
Don't
on.
even look at me.
I'm gonna double.
Don't
check
even look at me.
my pictures here because I
I'm
remember
gonna
thinking.
I'm gonna give this bourbon another chance. Would you like that?
Oh.
Yeah, I will.
Yeah.
Did it happen to be
I'll do
97
a soft pour.
symbol then 0359?
Correct, except for it was 9-1 symbol.
Oh, I'm
then
sorry. Yeah, I don't have my glasses.
0359.
91. Yes. There.
Logan, would you
There
like to
go.
try the bourbon again?
No, I'm good for right
All
now.
right.
I still got a little bit left. So yeah, that was one I did not actually write down, but I did take a screenshot of it. So
Do you know what the license plate of
Oh my God.
the dad's car was?
442647.
Okay. Where does the mother live?
She's not in Busan.
Yeah, she is.
Oh, she's in Busan.
No,
yeah, they stopped.
The
okay,
mother,
sorry.
the mother, the daughter has to be in
Yes,
Busan.
yes,
That's where
yes,
they're going.
yes,
that's
that's where they're
why
going.
they're going to Busan.
Busan.
But are you asking for an address?
No, it's fine.
Okay, all right. But
Okay,
Busan.
so this is the
Busan,
this is the cool
Busan.
one.
Bus.
What is the actual time it takes to travel from Seoul to Busan, assuming no zombies?
4 hours.
Assuming no zombies.
4 hours.
No.
I have no fucking clue. I threw out an
I want
answer.
to say 6 hours.
No, actually, you were closer. Actually, depending on the train you take, between 2 hours and 15 minutes and 3 hours and 25 minutes.
Okay.
Dude, I win that question.
Nice.
I was
I'll
closest.
I'll give it to you.
Okay, do you have one?
Fucking A.
Yes. So let me open up my stuff. I don't have my glasses, so I'm gonna have to use extendo.
I have a few more. Some of
All
them are
right.
just so.
This is an easy one for you guys. What was the color of the girl's backpack?
Green.
Which girl?
The little girl, the
Oh.
main character girl.
Suan.
Dead air.
Oh my god.
Dead air. Yeah,
Technically, it's more of an olive drab, but I'll go green.
I'm gonna say red.
yellow and white polka dot.
Like I said, yellow and white polka dots that hint toward green.
What's the train number?
Oh my God.
Of
KTX 101.
See? I knew you'd get
I
that.
love this. I love it. You don't need me anymore. I'm just gonna come here and drink. That's all I could.
What was the crazy lady at the beginning, who ultimately turns out to be a zombie?
The mother?
No.
There were a lot of crazy ladies.
Okay, so I do think, and again, I'm sure if you're a South Korean person, this is probably just like normal. But I do think it was so funny how it's like the mother, when he comes home, this is not a trivia question. I would say when he comes home, it's like it's in this like very high tech apartment that he's in.
Yeah.
And she's like sitting on the floor, like peeling whatever.
Yes.
It is
Yeah,
that
yeah,
she's
yeah.
Peeling.
Yeah.
I just thought that
She's
was funny.
old world and he's new age.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so the first, I'm gonna say crazy lady that gets on the train, that ultimately is the first person that turns
Mhm.
on the train.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's the train number that? What is the car number that she gets in on?
14.
I want to say 9, but
9.
9.
Oh, that's German
Shell.
movie. That was a German.
I'm going to go with maybe 11.
12.
Okay.
Yeah, you go next.
All right. You're going to get mad at me for this one. What's the mom's phone number?
The fucking phone number? Go to hell.
Oh my god, I was honestly so gonna write that down. I don't know. Add a 9 in it.
It's 010-663-39152.
So you at 9.
Yep. So now I'm gonna get back at you guys since you guys fucked me over in the previous episode for Night of the Living Dead. What kind of radio does the train captain use?
Oh,
yeah,
fucked you over for the Zenith thing. Oh, you're all right, man. What was the? Now, give me the question again.
What was the type of?
See, you brought me back into this. Yes. Work was drifting me out with these lame ass questions.
What was the name of the? What was the name of the company that made the radio? Let's put it that way. There.
Okay. Wait. Give me the scene. Scene.
In the car?
The scene is when he's talking to the other, to Busan or whatever. It's saying, is there, Hey,
oh yeah. It was just him, and he didn't realize all the shit that's going on in the train behind him. Okay, go ahead. Keep going. That was it.
And
what was
that's it.
That was the whole lead-in?
Yeah. Do you want me to tell you the name of it?
Man, I thought it was getting into that.
It was a Motorola.
What? I'm going to say motor. Oh, I was going to say that.
The delay is perfect.
Oh, fuck.
All right, you got one?
How many times in the entire movie did they mention the word zombie?
None. Did they call them zombies?
They did.
Now, wait a minute. In the translated part or the dubbed part? Because they were way different in the movie.
It wasn't many. It wasn't many, though. Am I right?
The dubbed was way different than the translation.
You are correct there. So I would
way
give
different.
multiple answers.
Okay.
I'm going to say, I don't think it was many, though. I want to say it was like 4.
Oh, yeah, it was not very much.
Yeah, I don't remember them saying it.
If any, I thought it was none, to be honest with you.
So back to the crazy lady again.
They were sisters, right? Is that the idea?
No, not the old ladies.
Oh.
The crazy lady that gets on the bus is on the train, and is ultimately the first person that turns.
Okay.
So there's a point where she's on the floor, and the attendant comes to her, and she radios in, says medical attention needed.
She was a kid. You say lady. I'm thinking she was a teenager or something.
But she
was tiny, young.
She's tiny.
Not that tiny. Little tiny baby. She was young though.
So the attendant calls in, says medical attention needed in
car 11.
Car 11. Yeah. Even I did that one. That was a good one though.
Did you?
I did. I swear to God,
totally.
I did.
Jerk store. All right, so we're on 102 here, so we might want to, but this is going to really piss me. Now, I want to do this, but maybe somebody else out there can because I'm just too chicken shit. But what was Suan's mother's email?
Oh my God, what the fuck?
I'll make it a little easier for you. What type of email, what did she use?
Yahoo.
I was going to say that because it's funny.
God, I don't know how you guys missed this.
It can't be Yahoo, though. Nobody uses Yahoo.
It was Gmail.
It had to be
Really?
Gmail.
Yes. So I'm wondering. I got to double check it, but I think the Gmail was the same because all of the people he talked to, all that information was right there.
Really?
Now, just to give you an idea of, I cheated. I took a screenshot and used Google Translate.
Oh,
that's not
so
cheating. That's research.
I was able to get a lot more information.
That's smart. That's research.
I had to. I was like, I don't understand what any of that means.
Do you know what they need? What was the suggested name for the baby?
Yeah, that was one of my questions.
Oh, you guys have more trivia.
Come on. I'm going to let him try and answer that one.
Bill? Close. Bill. I remember.
I know he said at the end he's dying. He's like, hey, blah, blah, blah. What? Name the kid that.
Was it Yoon
What
Sun?
was it?
Yoon Su-yan.
New Su-yan. There you go. Okay. Yeah.
And I'm spent.
Okay. I got one more just because I just want to piss Warwick off. What was the train engine's number? On the last train that they were on.
This is what happens when there's not a lot of content in a movie.
It was an awesome movie. I love the movie.
Yeah, but when you're on it, the whole movie takes place on a train. 90% of it takes place on a train. There's not much information.
So I'm not saying this is a good thing.
You gave it a 4.5.
No,
That's practically perfect.
I love
the
this
next point up would have been a perfect movie.
I love this movie.
Point.
That's not the point I was trying to say.
Half a point, technically.
But there's no we don't have point six.
We've already established that the next point above
The only thing you can go to
is a 5.
Is a 5. There's no 4.6.
But so what I was going to say though is, so we love.
Who's we? Who's we?
Okay.
The royal.
No. We.
Oh, already.
I think we're getting
I'm
into.
out.
I'm
out.
Oh God.
We love
tentacle porn.
That Logan is part of our podcast.
Oh no, that's true. That's true. I love Logan with like a brother.
The downside of Logan being part of our podcast is the fact that Logan is known for his inane little trivia.
Minuscule trivia that means nothing.
And so,
but some people get.
But so what that has done to me,
little old you.
It means that now I watch the movie and enjoy it, and then I watch it again to try and work out all of the stupid trivia stuff that I know that Logan's going to come up with.
Can I tell you this? I got to tell you this story too then, because
I have succeeded.
When I watch movies and I see a car, I got to stop it and like freeze frame it to get to the... And my wife looks at me all the time and goes, "Stop doing that." I'm like, "But I got to see the license plate." She's like, "Stop
I want to hear
movie."
your wife say, "Fucking Logan."
Well, I'll record it because it's already been said, but I'll record it next time.
Okay.
Oh,
anyway, are we done?
We are. Well, I will leave it at that. It was tough to do trivia on this one, and not mostly because of what was in the movie, but mostly because I actually liked the movie, so it was hard for me to go, "Oh shoot, maybe I should have done that as a trivia question." I was engrossed in the movie enough for that. It was mostly the parts where I'm like, "Okay, this is drawn out a little bit. Oh, maybe I could do this." I had one that was a good one, but that's going to stay in the trivia link. So. But,
I mean, I'll say the same thing. I mean, it's again, I've clearly said 4.5. I really, honestly love this movie, and like I watched it first and probably would have given it a 4.5 with subtitle. It was that good, but like when I was trying. Wow, I'm burping away.
The bullet's kicking his ass right now.
Switch from Ride a Corn.
It's like when I'm trying to come up with the trivia, there's lots of things that if everything wasn't written in Korean, I'm sure I would have had a lot more trivia.
Fair racist of you, but listen, I get it.
One thing I've learned is numbers are apparently numbers anywhere in the world.
That's true. That's true. And actually, I noticed in this...
Unless they're Roman numerals, right?
Right. Well, a lot of things like the phone numbers, they use regular numbers, not...
Korean numbers?
Well, there is a thing.
That's a little bit racist.
But it's a thing. But they did do a lot of things like some certain words were in English as opposed to otherwise, right. And even on the train there was...
Yeah, it even said like
Korean
emergency exit.
And in English and stuff like that. Because English, not American, English was that secondary language across the country. That's what it says. That's what it says.
The entire globe used to be pink.
In a subtle for me, I would say that this movie was a good movie, not a very good movie.
Okay.
Because it just...
He's wrong, by the way.
Yeah, we both know that.
It was okay. It was okay.
It was awesome.
It was all right.
I cried.
Zombies were great. Yeah, but they beat it to death. They should have just done it right.
The zombies? Yes, they did.
The zombies were great, but were the baseball bats a little smaller than American baseball bats? Was that just
what are you trying to say? Now
Did
that's...
they look tiny? Seriously,
I don't know if you've seen that South Park
Seriously,
episode.
though. Those baseball bats seemed a little small. Just saying. But I will say that they beat the emotional parts to death. It was an overdone... I get it. Stop with the don't do business with your family.
Maybe you are right, and that's why he's only had the one hit. He was a one-hit wonder.
Maybe
first
Lon was correct.
First of all, Logan
was correct.
Warwick, I'm always correct. I don't know why you don't understand that yet.
A lot.
You should have known this by now. Lon Black is always right. Write down in the comments how many times you think Lon Black is always right
If you
And
don't
Logan
write,
If you don't write anything, it means
this
0.
But this is bad because that means
No.
Oh no!
Out of all 34 of you.
that means if no one comments, then
Yeah.
that means that they agree with us.
No, that's
And they don't
not. That
agree
is
with him.
not the case at all.
Even if you agree with us, you should put it in the comments.
But
we love y'all. Thanks for watching. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, he wants to end this as
Make
quickly
sure
as
you
possible.
hit that like, subscribe, and if you're watching us on streaming and listening to us on a podcast, make sure you please follow us so you can get the next
Yes.
episode all the time. It helps us out a great deal. We
5
appreciate
stars, whatever the rating is on the platform that you're using. Like we say every single time, if you
it.
have
It all matters.
it does all matter. Everything matters.
And we want to know. We want you to. If you don't like the show, if you don't like parts of the show, if you want to let us know what we need to change or what you suggest.
Please, if you don't like work, we'll replace him. We'll
Yeah.
get an Australian
we
guy
got,
in
we
here.
got a
We don't
barbecue
care.
guy that we can
Good
bring
night,
in.
right?
We'll get
For
somebody
any one
else
of
in
us.
here.
No.
There's a lot of accents out there. We can put an Irish
We can all
guy
do
in
it.
this blood. Come
You know,
on.
we should do an episode
Let
where
us
I've got
know.
a British accent and you've got an
Ooh.
English one. You'd be like,
Get off your
Oh,
horse
I
and
can-
drink your milk.
You do the worst
That is my
American
John Wayne
accent.
accent.
That's the worst.
that's a Wayne.
I can't
That's a
believe-
Lil Wayne more than John Wayne.
Hold on. Warwick, you've lived here more than half of the time you've been alive,
That is very
That's
true.
what he was raised
and you
on that.
don't have an American accent.
Look at
How the
Arnold
fuck does that
Schwarzenegger's
happen?
been in here.
I don't
No,
know.
Schwarzenegger's more and more American sounding every day,
Yeah, that's true. I heard he does put on the accent because he thinks that's what people want to hear.
and they
Get
do.
to the chopper.
And they do, right? But
I'll put that on
but
my
seriously,
credit card.
and I've known people, I've seen actors who come over here and don't lose their accents, and other actors from Great Britain or UK who do lose their accents right away. Like Maggie from Walking Dead, she
And
lost
you've
her
got-
accent
and
right away.
you've got people like Madonna who go over to Britain and end up getting
Puts
British
on a
accent.
British accent.
So literally, how have you not lost your accent?
Because he's a strong man. He says this is how I
I
talk.
am a strong man.
Body odor isn't
I
everything.
am a strong,
strong.
strong man. Let's just leave it.
More
at
like
that.
he said straw
Okay.
man. By the way. No.
All right.
Strong
All
man.
right. All right.
We love you. Thank you.
We gotta end this.
Yeah, we're gonna
I
end
love
it.
you, everyone. We
Jesus.
do try and keep this below an hour. But
We're
at an
so-
hour and
We just
So
we love
sorry.
talking.
By the way, when I do this, it's because I can't quite see what the timer is.
You don't
It
need to
is
see.
1:11.
We'll see for you.
All right.
Really?
All right, pause.
Thank you.
We love you.
Bye bye.
And you.
And give it a few seconds.
And scene.
There it is. Haganaga.
Was I recording? Oh yeah, I was recording.
Yeah.
Stop it.